by this guy George that worked for Dave Ramsey, right? And if you know Dave Ramsey, he a finance guy, right? Dave Ramsey don't believe in debt, things of that nature. Not what I believe in. I believe in some debt, you know what I mean, long as you're doing the right things with it. But Dave Ramsey got a good program down. You know, he no tolerance. He don't even deal with credit. You know, I like the credit. Um, but budgeting is just foundational, right? You can't start to build wealth, right, without having a foundation. You can't build a house without having a foundation. So we're gonna check him out and see what he's talking about as far as how to budget and stick to it.
Well, look who's ready to finally learn how to budget. And lucky for you, I'm going to show you how to budget in a way that doesn't suck. We're going to cover 5 simple steps to make a budget, and I will create one before your very eyes.
Witchcraft.
But before we get going, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. It helps us help more people. Consider it your good deed for the day. Now, I used to think budgeting was reserved for broke people and Excel-loving accountants. Turns out, I was broke until I started doing a monthly budget. It was the major key that helped me go from broke to millionaire. But budgets, they get a bad rap. A lot of people think
I just want to pause that, make sure you caught that. He said budgeting was the major key that took him from broke to millionaire, right? For some reason in our community, man, we think a budget is a bad thing. We think it's a death sentence, a prison sentence, and trust me, it is nowhere near that, right? Budgeting is just knowing what to do with your money, knowing where your money is going. It's the smart thing to do. Wealthy people budget. He just said budgeting got him to a millionaire, right? So for some odd reason in our community, broke people talk about they don't want a budget. When here it is, the rich people budget, right? That's why I always tell y'all, and I tell people who ask me all the time about different things, I don't do nothing special. I'm not smarter than nobody else. I probably work a little harder, study a little more, depending on who you are, but that's about it. You can do the same thing, right? But that's why I created this channel, right? To be able to give you guys some game on financial literacy and everything that encompasses it. But let me keep on going.
they're just an annoying set of rules that limit their freedom to spend. And in this here country, no one limits our freedom.
A real American would never want to know what's in a hot dog.
So it's no shock that over half of Americans don't do a monthly budget, and well over half live paycheck to paycheck. Coincidence? Me thinks not. Let's get into how to budget. Step 1, list out all of your income. I mean all forms of income. That's your paycheck, any side hustle money, and the crisp $50 bill that Gram sent you on your birthday. And by the way, this is your reminder to thank Gram. A FaceTime is nice, handwritten note, even better. Step 2, list your expenses. Again, all of them. We're going to start with your regular bills and your 4 walls. That's food, including groceries, housing, utilities, and transportation, which includes gas. Now, some of these you might need to estimate because you don't know exactly how much it's going to be, but you can get nerdy and more specific by looking at your bank account and your bank statement to get a more accurate number.
Now that's important, right? Make sure when you're going through this list, you do a deep dive on your bank accounts that you got, right? Credit cards, whatever. Because a lot of money bleed out, right? And people don't know why they end up, why I'm broke. I just got paid. I only had to pay this, and that. It's because the money is bleeding out somewhere. You done signed up for something, a subscription, or you just swiping and not paying attention, right? Go through your bank accounts when you're doing a deep dive before you start the budget. It's 2026. I still use a budget, right? And got to update it and constantly check it monthly, right? Go through the finances in your bank account, please.
After that, we're going to include any irregular bills that are due for the upcoming month. This could be bills like insurance, subscriptions, or HOA fees that aren't due every single month. Step 3, subtract expenses from income. You know that feeling of, I made $5,000 this month and I'm confused as to where it all went? Well, when you do a zero-based budget where your income minus expenses equals 0, you'll never have that feeling again because you've assigned a category for every single dollar. Now, to be clear, this does not mean that you have $0 in your bank account at the end of the month. It's a good idea to have have some buffer that you keep in there. You don't want to ride this thing right to the edge of broke. Now, if your expenses are higher than your income, your budget just revealed to you that you're not living on less than you make. And we're going to cover how to fix that problem in just a bit. But
That's another good point. When you're trying to develop and build financial freedom, right? It comes a point of time in your life where you're going to have to live below your means, right? If you want to achieve those things, you're going to have to live below your means. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's no time for Prada. There's no time for Gucci. There's no time for hanging out, drinking, and smoking in the club every night. It's just no time for that, man. You got to get serious about yourself. You know what I mean? Nobody else going to come save you. You got to get serious about yourself and do what's needed for you.
first, we're moving on to step 4, which is track your transactions. This is how you avoid overspending, keep yourself accountable, and understand your spending habits. If money comes out of your bank account, your Venmo, or your Hulkamania Velcro wallet, it needs a home in your budget. And you can adjust as you go. Your budget is not set in stone, so make changes when you need to. Think about it this way. You can make a plan to lose weight, but if you're not in a calorie deficit and you're not stepping on the scale, you're not going to know if you're making progress, and you're significantly less likely to hit your goal. And that's why this step is so important. And finally, step 5, make a new budget before the next month begins. No 2 months are the same. You got to think about weddings, birthdays, holidays, bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, chupacabras, you name it.
What was the last one?
You wait for the next one. What worked and what didn't. Just be sure to make your plan before the next month starts. You don't want to build a plane while it's still in the air. Boeing tried it. Boeing burn. But unlike Boeing, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. So fasten your seatbelts. I'm going to build a budget from the ground up in 5 minutes or less, or your budget is free. That's right. I will give you a budgeting app for free if I can't do it in under 5 minutes. Example, we're going to use a couple that makes $6,500 a month take-home pay, and they have one child. Let's go. All right, his paycheck we're going to call $3,000. Her paycheck, $3,500. Let's go. Pay $650. We're going to give 10% to our local church here. Emergency fund, we are good because we have some debt to pay off. We've got $1,000 saved.
I like this joint already, right? Just for the simple fact that you can add husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. You know, when you're working with a couple, and it's best when you're working on your finances if the other person, it's best that y'all work together as a team, right? So I like this app already. You can just add both of y'all income into this app, right? And that way both of y'all can keep track and know what you can and can't do instead of one person. You know what I mean? It works out better that way. Trust me.
So we're going to move on. Next up, we've got housing. They've got a mortgage of $1,900 a month. They have a water bill of $50 a month. Their natural gas, we're going to say, is $45. Electricity, we're going to call $100 for that. Cable, who needs it? We're going to go ahead and delete it. Swipe left. Goodbye. And then we have trash. We're going to call that $15 for trash collection. Okay, we're moving on.
Half of us don't never even watch the cable. Be having cable $200 a month. I remember I did that one time for like a year straight. I'm on YouTube and Netflix and paying and $200 just coming out my check, right? All year long, man. If you're not using it, lose it. Get rid of it.
Transportation. Gas, they spend $150 on gas per month. And we're going to add auto maintenance at $100 a month to cover oil changes, repairs, and so on. Next up, we're going to move on to the food category. They spend $600 on their groceries, and they're currently spending $200 on eating out. We'll talk about that in a bit. Moving on to the personal category, clothing, we'll say $50. Got to keep that baby clothed. For their phones, they're currently spending $100 for their phone plan. All right, fun money, they're spending another $100 on fun money. Hair and cosmetics, you got to keep it high and tight, $60 a month for that. Subscriptions, they have $35 worth of subscriptions. Okay, moving on to lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. They have a child. They're paying for childcare. We're going to call that $13.75 for childcare. Entertainment, we'll say they spend $50 on entertainment. Little mini golf here or there, never hurt anybody. And miscellaneous, this is kind of a catch-all for the ankle biter stuff, $100 for that. Moving on to health insurance, that's covered through their employer. So it comes out of the paycheck before it hits, so we're good there. We're gonna leave that. Life insurance, we're gonna say they pay $100 for life insurance between the two of them. Auto insurance, they have a sinking fund, and we're gonna call that $200 a month to cover that by the end of the year, and their homeowner's insurance is already covered in their mortgage, so we're skipping. Now, down to the debt. They've got some of it. They've got...
I can see now this couple, pretend couple, is going to blow the budget. What is it, $520 left, $520? They're going to blow the budget. But I'm going to talk about that. I think they're going to blow the budget, but I'm going to talk about it.
A Discover card. So we're going to add Discover here. The current balance we're going to say is $6,000, and their minimum payment is $140. And we're going to ignore the interest rate because we are doing the debt snowball method. The next debt they have is a car payment. So we're going to add Toyota Finance here. All right, I can't spell finance. Here we go. Current balance is $15,000. And their minimum payment is $300. All right. And their final debt is from Dunder University. They're still paying off those student loans. And we have, we're doing good. Okay, I'm going to make this. Not a Dundee. Why did it autocorrect to Dundee? Dunder University. Current balance is $30,000. All right, the minimum payment is $175. All right, so we're going to add in our minimum payments here in the plan section because that's how much we're going to start paying. So $140 on the Discover card is what's going to go there. And then on the car loan, we're going to make the payment of $300. And then for the student loans, that's $175. Bada bing, bada boom, we've got a budget. Now, here's the problem. We are $95 over budget. Remember, we want a zero-based budget, income minus expenses. So we're going to...
I told you, I knew he was going to blow that budget. But this is the thing, because people always, when I mention budgets and things of that nature to people, right? They always, oh, I ain't got no money. I already ain't got this. I already ain't got that. And I always tell them, and another thing I tell them, I believe in paying yourself first. Meaning, the minute, if you getting a paycheck, soon as that money hits your account, it should be going somewhere for you. Either savings or investing. Then everything else follows. Rent, this, that, food, car note. Everything else is after that. And everybody look at me like I'm crazy. I ain't crazy. I just don't believe in working hard all week and not taking care of myself. If you don't have enough, then obviously you got too many expenses. This is the point of the budget. You got to cut it. And then also, what that would make you do, it should make you hustle, man. It should make you want to get up and go get some more money. Because I paid myself first. So whatever is left, oh, I can't get cable. Well, I need to hustle. Or I need to get me a side hustle. You know what I mean? So I can get cable. But why would cable come before your life? Why would you pay Comcast before your own life? Getting your own life in order so you can move forward in life.
I have to make some tweaks to this budget, so I'm going to go back through and see where we can cut some. Right now, I'm noticing our phone bill's $100. We're going to cut that down to $50 because we're going to start using Tello. $25 a line for unlimited everything, and we're going to cut out restaurants completely and get real intentional. Now we've got $155 left to budget. We're also going to take on a side hustle, and we're going to call that $100 a month. That's minimum. $255 now, we can start adding to our smallest debt, which is our Discover card. So I'm going to add $255 to $140, which gets us to $395. $395. It's an every dollar budget. Under 5 minutes. Bada bing, bada boom.
Victory!
So there you go. It's an every dollar budget.
So the every dollar budget, right? Let's see if he tell you where you can get this this app from. I might get it myself, although I got an expense tracker that I created myself, in spreadsheets. But But I like this. I like this app.
In under 5 minutes. And I know what you're thinking. You were hoping I went over so that you would get a free budget. Well, I'm feeling very generous today. So I'm going to give you that budgeting app for free. You can go to everydollar.com/George.
All right, there you go. Everydollar.com/George. Everydollar.com/George. Say you can get it for free. Not sure, but check it out. It shouldn't be that much. It looks like it's relatively easy to fool with, man. Budgeting is one of the fundamental steps in your financial future, right? Make sure you get on it. Stay tuned for the next video. Peace. Be blessed.